And it's always great to see so many people come together to take a stand against homophobia, biphobia, transphobia and discrimination in whatever form it takes. Each year we stand here and we talk about the discrimination that we face as a community and as individuals, but we're also able to talk about the advances that we've made in equality, that there may still be a long way to go, but we're making progress and we're heading in the right direction. Now, sadly this year, that seems very difficult to do. Since last year's IDAHoBiT, we have seen 49 people killed in Orlando in one of the largest mass killings of LGBT people in US history, and murders of LGBT people, and specifically trans women of colour, continue to be a regular occurrence. As we speak, those who are suspected of being gay or bisexual men are being rounded up, detained, tortured and killed in concentration camps in Chechnya. Investigation against LGBT people in Chechnya. For those people who manage to escape such horrors around the globe, for whom we could offer sanctuary, our government is instead tightening restrictions. Our Home Office asks people to prove their LGBT status by what clubs they go to or what magazines they read. You know, obviously high on the agenda for those people escaping torture. They're asked personal and intimate questions about their sex lives before ultimately being refused asylum because they are not in danger if they simply act straight. Here in the UK, LGBT people continue to face discrimination and are being disproportionately affected by cuts to services. Young LGBT people already account for over a quarter of the young homeless population, which is now set to rise as housing benefit is withdrawn for 18 to 21-year-olds, many of whom going home to family is just simply not an option. And due to discrimination and other pressures, LGBT people have much higher rates of mental health issues, so again, are disproportionately affected by cuts to mental health services. It's really difficult to try and remain positive in the face of all of this, but we need to try. The theme of this year's IDAHoBiT is family. Now, some of us are fortunate to have loving, supporting families, but for many of us, that's not the case. But what we do have as a community is the ability to create families. There are people here today who I may not be related to by blood, but who I consider to be family. The relationships that we build and the love that we have are the strength of our community. When we fight these oppressions, we're not doing so alone. We do it together, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, with our brothers, sisters and siblings. We need to continue to work together. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, intersex, queer and everyone else under the LGBT plus umbrella. We need to work with other groups, with faith groups, with disability groups and all others, because we're part of those communities too. We are part of every community, and together as a community, as a family, is where we get our strength to keep fighting for equality. I focused quite a lot on the negatives of the past year, but it might not feel like it, but there have been positives as well. This year, so far already, LGBT discrimination has been made illegal in Sri Lanka and Peru. The lifetime blood donor ban for gay and bisexual men in Ireland has been repealed. Conversion therapy has been banned in New Mexico, and same-sex adoption has become legal in Finland. And today, almost 7 years after her incarceration, Chelsea Manning will finally be released from military prison. All of these have been hard fought for, and like many rights before them, they have been won. So we need to use the current challenges to motivate us, to not make us lose hope. We need to see these as reminders of why it is still so important to fight for equality and to keep fighting. We've won before, and I'm confident that together we can continue to win again. Thank you.